Here we have a SAT math problem. Okay, let's go to the question. In the given circle, point B is the center. Point A, C, and D lie on the circle. Point B lies on line segment AC. Line EA is tangent to the circle at point A. The diameter of the circle is 240 centimeter. The length of segment B is twice that of segment AB. If minor arc CD is K pi centimeter, what is the value of K? Okay, here we have an information that is this B is the center of the circle and EA is a tangent to the circle. Here the diameter of the circle is 240 centimeters. Okay, so the line segment AC over here represents the diameter because it's a chord is passing through the center of the circle. So it represents the diameter and its length is 240 centimeter. And the length of segment B, so the segment B is over here, is equal to twice that of segment AB. So to get the length of this segment B, we have to take 2 times of the length of this segment AB. Actually, this AB represents the radius of the circle because it connects the center of the circle and a point on the circle. Already we know that the diameter is 240. Then to get the radius, what we have to do is we have to take half of this. Half of 240 is 120. So the length of the segment AB is 120. Then what is the length of this segment BE? According to the information, the length of B is twice the length of AB. So twice 120 is 240. So the length of this line segment B is 240. And the question says EA is the tangent to the circle. And it's a tangent drawn from the external point E. When we draw a tangent to a circle from the external point, at the point of tangency, the angle between the tangent and radius is always right angle. So here we have a right angle. Now this triangle ABE is a right triangle. In this right triangle, B is hypotenuse because it is opposite to the right angle. And the length of the hypotenuse is 2 times the length of one of the other 2 legs over here. Okay, in a right triangle, if the length of the hypotenuse is 2 times the length of one of the other 2 legs, then it is 30, 60, 90 special right triangle. Since we have 2 times of this leg is equal to the hypotenuse, we have to consider this leg as the shortest leg of this triangle. And the interior angle which is opposite to this shortest leg has to be 30 degrees, this interior angle. And this is the smallest interior angle of this triangle. Okay, now let's consider the 3 interior angles of this right triangle A, B over here. As I said already, it's a 30, 60, 90 special right triangle. Here we have 30 degrees and here we have 90 degrees, that is right angle. Then this interior angle has to be 60 degrees. So that the 3 interior angles will add up to 180 degrees. Okay, if this is 60 degrees, then what is the measure of this angle over here? We know that it's a straight angle. Always as a straight angle measures 180 degrees. If this part is 60 degrees, then this part has to be 120 degrees. Now let's consider the minor arc CD over here. Here I got the central angle of the minor arc, that is 120 degrees. And here we have the length of the minor arc, that is K pi. Okay, let me write the stuff over here. That is the length of minor arc CD equals to K pi. And we have the formula to get the length of an arc, that is theta divided by 360 degrees times the circumference of the circle, that is 2 pi r, which is equal to K pi. This theta is the central angle of the arc. Here the central angle of the arc is 120 degrees. We can plug in this 120 degrees for theta over here. Let me plug in, divided by 360 degrees times 2 pi times, here this r represents the radius of the circle. Already we have the radius of the circle, that is 120. We can plug in this 120 for r over here equals to K pi. Okay, now we have to solve for K in this equation. 120 goes into 120 1 times and 120 goes into 360 3 times. Here 3 goes into 3 1 times and 3 goes into 12 4 times, and we can take this 0 over here. Okay, now when I multiply this 2 pi and 40, I am getting 80 pi on the left side. On the right side, we have K pi. Now let me divide both sides of this equation by pi. Then this pi will cancel out. Here the same thing. Then we get 80 equals to K. Okay, here I got the value of K. It is 80.